Okay guys, welcome to my CSGO strategy book. We're going to be talking about CT side setups on DE Cobblestone. We'll be covering each setup position, how many people are at the long A position, the A ramp, the drop zone, playing the B rotator, and committed to the B site. And we'll be covering the advantages and disadvantages of each setup. First we're going to go to the 1-1-1-0-2 setup. This is a common setup where you have two guys on the A site, one long and one on the ramp, two guys on the B site watching the platform, and one watching drop zone. So the advantages for this setup is if they do an A push, you have two guys to deal with it in very forward positions, so your guys at B can rotate easily if they do get picked off. Should be able to stop this quite easily, or rotate should come in quickly enough to halt it. And the B push this is good against if they all come out platform, is you've got two guys on the B site to deal with it, and the drops guy can help out as well if needed. This is also pretty good for a split and pick, as you have two guys on the platform who could shut down the B platform push, and two guys at A who could probably get a pick or fall back, play the time if needed, and drop down can be picked as well. Let's look at some disadvantages. A split A's disadvantage is if once they get that drop down pick, they can smoke off the B area and they can get on the A site without the A guys having to worry, and the A guys can get sandwiched very easily. Your rotations can be cut off. A split B, same principles, they can smoke off the A side, your A guys won't be able to rotate easily, your B guys will get sandwiched if they get that drop down pick. Okay, now let's look at a 1-0-1-1-2 setup. This is where you have one guy on the A site watching the long A area, one guy at the drop down zone, one guy playing the big rotator, and two guys on the B site. It's a similar setup to the one before, however the A ramp guys become a rotator. So this is good for a B push, as you have three guys who can respond quickly, and the drop down zone guy can also respond quickly if he thinks no one's going to come from drop zone. Four guys responding to one push, good hold. Split B, same principles. You have three guys who can respond to the platform, or two guys can respond to the drop down push and should be able to shut it down quite easily. This is bad against a split and pick, as you can get picked at drop down and the A guy can get sandwiched quite easily. If they realize there's nobody playing ramp, they can push on the A site quite easily without the guy at long knowing. They push through the A ramp. And this is bad against a split A, as you only have one guy on the A site. Your drop down people will probably get taken care of, but the guy at ramp and the guy at long should be able to sandwich the guy on site quite easily. And a normal A push, this is also bad against, as you've only got one guy on the A site, and if they smoke off the doors in the high area, they can take the A site quite easily. Alright, now we're going to look at a 1-1-1-1-1 setup. So this is a heavy A setup. This is where you have one guy at long, one guy watching the ramp, one guy playing the rotator, one guy playing drop zone, and one guy on the B site. Let's look at some advantages. So split A, this is good against, is you have two guys who can deal with the drop down push, two guys who can deal with the A push. And if the drop down push gets dealt with quickly, you have three guys who can deal with the A push if needed. You should be able to shut both down quite easily. A straight A push, this is also good against, as you have three guys who can deal with this in easily cross-fireable positions. Alright, let's have a look at what this is bad against. So this is bad against the split and pick, as your guy at B can be picked quite easily from the guy on platform. Your guy at drop, if he's picked, could really shut down the rounds, as the rotator could be smoked off quite easily. Guys A should not have that much success though. A straight B push this is bad against, as you've only got one guy on the B site. Possibly two if that drop guy thinks there's no one coming from drop, but he can be smoked off quite easily. This is also bad against a split B, as you only have two guys who can defend this, and the B rotator here can be smoked off quite easily. And if they get the drop pick or they get the B pick, they should be able to take the site quite easily. Alright, now let's look at a 0-1-1-1-2 setup. This is where you have one guy on the A site watching the ramp, one guy playing the B rotator, one guy watching drop, and two guys on the B site. So let's look at some advantages. This is good against the split and pick, as there's ample time to see guys coming from A ramp, and the guys at long should be able to get spotted by the B rotator guy, and there's two guys watching platform for B push, and two guys who can quickly watch drop down. This is also good against a B push if you have 3 guys who can deal with this quickly, and 1 who is a quick rotate who can also deal with this. This is also good against a split A, if you have 2 guys who can deal with the drop down push and 2 guys who can deal with the A push quite easily, if you get the rotation done in time. So let's have a look at what this is bad against. So this is bad against a straight A push, as if they smoke off those doors very quickly, your guy can't help very easily. You only have 1 guy on the A side. However, if they don't smoke off the doors, you still only have 2 guys can deal with, and 1's on the outskirts. A split B this is bad against, as soon as that drop guy goes down, your B guys can get sandwiched quite easily, and if your guy on the B site gets picked, the rest can be smoked off quite easily. Alright, now let's look at a 0-1-0-2-2 setup. So this is if you're struggling to hold B, and they're not really going A at all. It's very A light and very B heavy. 1 guy on A, 2 drop down, 2 B site. So the advantages here are any kind of B push. So straight B push, you have 4 guys who can deal with it pretty quickly. Both the guys in drop down can rotate and deal with the B push as well as the 2 guys on the B site. If you did a modification of the B push by splitting through drop, you have 2 guys who can deal with each side of the push. It should be able to handle it quite easily. This is moderately good against a split and pick, depending on how aggressive the guys at A and the guys at B are. If you can get the picks at B platform in the drop down area, counter boost can happen, or you can rotate to the A site and work on them, where the guy on A site can't be picked very easily. Disadvantages? Any kind of A push, so a normal A push, if you've only got 1 guy on the A site, and rotations will take too long if he doesn't spot them quickly enough. Same principles apply with a split A, however this will be more effective against a split A than just a straight A push, as you should be able to shut down that drop down zone, but that will distract the second guy in drop room so he can't rotate to A site as easily, and the A site should easily be able to be taken. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.